Okay, so let us let us once more explain what these four kinds of relationships are. The first, synonymous, two things to be synonymous, which means that whatever's A should be B, whatever's B should be A. This is how two things are synonymous. One. The next is contradictory. Contradictory, whatever A cannot be B, whatever is B cannot be A. These two, in other words, in technically speaking, these two things cannot have a common locus point. Common locus point meaning something which is A as well as B. This is known as common locus point. In Tibetan, this is known as shitun. Shitun. In English, common locus point. So, on the two things to be contradictory, there should be no common locus point between two things, which means the two things are contradictory. Next, three modes. Three modes meaning whatever is A should be B, but whatever is B may not be A. For example, like whatever is girl should be a human being, whatever human being may not be a girl. This is one. Then so here the three modes meaning, say the main characteristics, main attribute of three modes is whatever is B should be A, whatever is A should be B, whatever is B may not be A. So this is the main characteristic of three mode. But what do you mean by three mode? So what we said is that there should be a common locus. Okay, whatever is A should be B, the one mode. Whatever is B may not be A. Then number three, what is A? What is neither A nor B? So these are three modes. So of these three, the most important feature is whatever is A should be B, whatever is B may not be A. That is the most important feature. Okay, that is three modes. How many understood three modes? Raise hands. Three modes relationship. For example, like the apple and the fruit. Whatever is the apple should be a fruit. Whatever is a fruit may not be apple. For example, like mangoes. Very simple. Now four modes. Four modes. The moment somebody says that the relationship between two things is four modes, first thing that you ask is what is the common locus point? Okay, when somebody says four modes, the relationship between two things is four modes, then the first question that you ask is what is the common locus point? So here, for example, let's say between what is kind or compassionate, and let's say a human being. So there should be a common locus point. For example, like Jesus Christ, extremely kind and also a human being. So that's a common locus point, Jesus Christ. And what is A but not B? What is kind? Somebody who's very compassionate but not a human being. For example, like the bodhisattvas in the form of God and Goddess. For example, Arya Manjushri, Arya Varuteshvara. So for they are not human beings, they are the God in the God realm. And then they are compassionate, but they are not human beings. Whereas a human being, not compassionate, okay, somebody who's unkind human being, unkind person. What is neither, say, like a chair or a house or a stone, or so anything which is not compassionate and nor a human being. So the four modes. If somebody says that the two things, the relationship is four mode, the first question that you ask is, what is the common locus point? So what we said is that the common locus point between what is compassionate and what is a human being is like Jesus Christ. And then the second question that you ask is, whatever is A may not be B. What example do you have? What is what is compassionate may not be B. B meaning human being. For example, like the Bodhisattva, the goddess Aretara is very compassionate, but not a human being. Now, what is a B, which may not be A? Human being, but not compassionate, say unkind person. Then the number 4 is what is neither A nor B, a table, a chair, and so forth. So this is the 4 modes. Whereas if somebody says that the relation between two things is 3 modes, the first question that you ask is which pervades which? Which pervades which means that whatever is A should be B. For example, say, what's the relationship between the human beings and the sentient beings? Or let's say human beings and the phenomena. So we say that if I say that relationship is 3 modes, you can ask which pervades which? Which pervades which? Or which is a subset of which? This would be the better way. What is a subset of which? So you say that what is a human being? Human being is a subset of phenomena. What if this human being should be phenomena? Okay, then the which is not the subset of the other. Phenomena is not the subset of human beings because there are phenomena which may not be human beings. For example, like chair, house, and the animals and the stars. These are phenomena, but they are not human beings. So we need to learn how to ask the right question. And this is something that we need to do a little bit of exercise among your friends. You have your friends with whom you do this, let's say a little bit of Dharma discussions. You can discuss on these 4 kinds of relationship. And you ask, give an example of the 2 things which are synonymous, the 2 things which are contradictory, 2 things which have the 3-mode relationship, 2 things which have 4-mode relationship, and then let the other person prove. Not just say, okay, these 2 have 4-mode done. No. How? You have to prove it. How the 2 things have the 4-mode as relationship and how the other 2 things have the 3-mode relationship and so forth. So here, and the last time we were talking about the 2 things, for example, like the conceptual mind and the inferential cognizer. So what we said was that all is 3 modes, meaning that all inferential cognizers should necessarily, all A should be B. All inferential cognizers should be the conceptual mind. Whatever is the inferential cognizer should necessarily be conceptual mind, and what is the conceptual mind may not be inferential cognizer. Okay, is there anybody who likes to give us an example? If somebody says that whatever is inferential cognizer should be conceptual mind, don't say what's the example. Example is, you ask for the example only if the person says that whatever is A may not be B. What example do you have? What is A not B? So here we said that whatever is conceptual, whatever is inferential cognizer should necessarily be B or be conceptual mind. Then if you can come up with some ideas of or some examples which are inferential cognizer but not conceptual mind, then instead of you asking for the example, you give the example. Say that is this. For example, if I say that, say the flower and the object of offering. If I say that all flowers should be the object of offering of Tibet house. Flower versus object of offering of Tibet house. So if I say that, what's the relationship? If I say 3 modes, then we ask, okay, what is the subset of which? Or you can say which pervades which. Then I say that whatever is the flower should necessarily be the object of offering of Tibet house. True, not true? Not true, raise hands. What if the flower should necessarily be the object of offering in Tibet house? Changed.
Yeah.
You changed your mind. Your answer was 100% correct. You don't have to change it. You don't have to change it, but you cannot defend it because somebody asked a question to trick you. So it's not a trick. It's to see the level of confidence or to see how much you can go into the nuances. You're getting it? How much you can, your answer is 100% correct. I'm saying this again. Answer there you said, second moment of my eye consciousness seeing the screen. That is 100% correct. It's not wrong. But I ask you a question to see, can you, if you can tease apart a subtle nuance, you can go through a subtle nuances. You cannot go there. So therefore you change your example slightly. You don't have to change the example. What the answer you give is correct. Okay, so this is how we have to keep going like this. This is where your concepts will become extremely crystal clear. These crystal clear concepts, when meditating, if you employ this to meditate on emptiness, the emptiness becomes very clear. Otherwise, emptiness is a very subtle object. Because it's a very subtle object, your mind, the clarity will be missing. When the clarity is not there, unclear mind, thinking of the emptiness, unclear emptiness, is supposed to counteract the extremely intense self-grasping ignorance. How can we counteract it? If the wisdom of emptiness is not intense, clear, and extremely determining, how can you counteract the self-grasping ignorance? So these intelligence will help us. First of all, these exercises will help us to sharpen your intelligence, to make your thinking extremely clear. When that becomes very clear, then you employ this clear thinking to grab the subtle topic, emptiness. So with this, then you can expect to get rid of the self-grasping ignorance. Then your tears of samsara will stop. So this is so precious. Otherwise, many people, they get a false illusion that, oh, just meditate. What is this? Study, meditate. But the meditation, you will meditate. This just by single point meditation will not give you this clarity of the mind. This clarity of the mind will be given to us with this kind of exercise with a very specialized topics. So therefore, these studies are so important. Otherwise, I can teach the Buddhist psychology in 3 sessions, very quick. But why we are doing this, should be a purpose there. So this exercise will really help us to sharpen our intelligence. Okay, good.